ready to go. You're away behind them.
So conditions at the start, Peter, we're expecting good water as they head under the bridges?
Yes, it's quite calm down here at the moment, so it's okay. For some reason, the first wave of women were very slow to get to the start, but they should be getting moving now. Nutcrackers had a fall at the start.
Well, in that first group away, we've got Tough Enough, Spring Loaded, I'm a Nutcracker 2, All Hostile, Wild Turkey, Executive Stress, Revenge and Yahoo. And we're seeing a couple head out there now, Peter. This should be a very good race, the women's. See the traffic there just going over the Hawkesbury River Bridge and the railway bridge heading into the main body of the river, and it is really a magnificent sight. Tactics play a pretty big part in the early stage of the race, and then once they get into the river proper, then they can just really settle down, hook up and just stay neat behind the boat, settle into the race, because it's 112 kilometres, 67 mile on the old scale, and a long, long way. very quickly. Wild Turkey is still mobile at this stage. They're just taking a real long, wide turn into this one. They certainly have slowed considerably. So I'm a Nutcracker 2 coming up now, Julie Lord and Anne Proctor. So Chris, you would only think the mechanical problems are bringing Wild Turkey undone.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm a Nutcracker 2 just crossing into and then out again of Wild Turkey's wash. Certainly pulling in Wild Turkey hand over fist.
And the observer now really pointing to his skiers in Tracy Graziano and Cherie Williams that I'm a Nutcracker 2 isn't far behind, and he's urging them on. And Chris, maybe it's a bit of a skier situation where they might be absolutely out on their feet, but they know the finish line's just around the corner.
Nutcracker 2 stood off on the corner, but they're away. They've hit the lead. I'm a Nutcracker 2 is in the lead.
So he's got it trim right out too, Sid.
Yeah, they sure are. You've got less than a mile to run to the finish of these two boats. Wild Turkey's catching up. They're going for it. This is a Wild Turkey's back in the lead. I can't believe it. The girls are crouching down at the back here. This is going to be a fantastic finish.
Thank you very much. We'll call him home. And Wild Turkey's found a little bit. He's put the foot down. Wild Turkey's found a little bit. They're coming around the corner now. I'm a Nutcracker on the outside as they come around the home. Oh, all over the place. I'm a Nutcracker 2. Bit of a ripple there. Wild Turkey on the outside of the river. I'm a Nutcracker 2 on the closest to us on the bank. They're heading down the straight now. This has been a magnificent race in the women. Racing at Abode Bathrooms Design and Construction Women's Races. Wild Turkey on the outside. Wild Turkey with Cherie Williams and Tracy Graziano over the line from I'm a Nutcracker. And what a magnificent race, Chris.
So Dane, you're winner of last year's twin rig class. How do you think you go this year?
Oh mate, we've put in a lot of preparation. We're hoping for good things, but it's a long way, it's a long race, and it's anyone's game. You know, it depends on conditions, weather, motors, a lot of variances. So all depends on how low your luck is looking on us today.
All right, who do you think your main opposition is today?
I think we should get a lot of opposition from Psychotic. There's a new twin rig called Double Up just sitting here next to us there. Clayton's, you know, it's really anybody's games. These guys have been in the game a long time, and we're all very experienced, and you know, they'll all be going as hard to beat us as we are to beat them.
Always, mate. Best of luck.
Thank you.
G'day, Ken. Obviously a serious competitor.
Well, we certainly hope so. We've put a lot in here. We are, hopefully.
How do you think you go today?
Well, I don't think, everything being equal, I mean, I'm a great believer in luck. I hear a lot of people say that, you know, luck, you get your own luck. Well, yeah, that's a little bit of that, but if somebody upstairs isn't on your side on the day, any little thing can go wrong. But other than that, we're very confident, yes.
No worries. What do you think about the conditions so far?
Well, I think the conditions will be, it's record-breaking water. Little did anybody ever think that we'd be talking about that under 40 minutes. But yeah, no, that's our target. Yeah, we're out to win, and then we're out to hopefully break the record.
No worries, mate. Best of luck.
Thanks, sir. Okay, Danny, how you going?
Good, mate, good. It's early in the morning. Well, it's not early yet, but I can't wait to get to the end.
So you've won how many?
2 ups 5 and 1 ups 3.
Well, you're one of the legends here today. How do you think you'll go?
Mate, we're planning on getting to the end first, and then once we get to the end, we'll see how we go then. We'd like to win, of course.
I hope to spoil your party for you, but we all know that you and I and Ian are going to be in there at the end with Showdown, and the conditions will give us know where we're going from there. I mean, Ian's got the outboard, and we've both got inboards, but the pace will be on. I think the water's nice and smooth. What do you think about that?
Mate, with the weather the way it is now, unless we get a real bad gust, I think it's going to be pretty smooth. It'll be on. I think there's 3 serious guys that are out here, and I think all the other guys will be there, but I don't think they're going to have the pace. I don't know.
What sort of pace do you think you'll run?
Constant.
Thanks, Danny. All the best, mate. We'll see you at the end.
Same to you, mate.
Okay, Daniel, all behind the sting. Good conditions today, Daniel?
Well, I think the rain will probably help it out a bit to start with. It's probably smooth it out a bit, but if wind picks up, it's anyone's race, I'd say.
It's good. What about what's your enthusiasm? What brings your adrenaline to rush today?
Probably when I jump off the boat. But just all the pre-race gatherings with the crew and talking to all the boys and my partner Stephen, he's a real help to me.
I know there's 2 people that you really are doing this for, and they're both males and they've both been part. Oh, your young boy, young Jake.
Yeah, little Jake, he's a little champion. He's always been there for me. And another fella up in the sky, JB, and Ian Dipple. We're all pretty much doing it for everybody today.
Those 2 boys, Jason and Ian, are both passed away in the last 18 months or so, and they were both champions, both represented our country. So we've got a bit to do for them today, and we're going to go out and do it, eh, mate?
We certainly are. And I just want to say special thanks to the Priest family, Malcolm. He's unbelievable to get all the boats together. The Broughton family, especially my family, and just everyone associated with the Sting. Go the Sting.
Go the Sting. All the best today, mate.
Thanks, mate. Bye-bye.
We're talking to Stephen Robertson, the current world champion, won it this year in Spain. How do you see the conditions today, Stephen?
Oh, it looks pretty bumpy down the start here, Ken, but the weather's not too hot, not too windy, so it should be calm. It should be a good race.
What sort of pace do you think you'll be doing in the middle of the river, coming up from Bar Point?
Oh, mate, I don't know. You guys should know more about that. I don't want to know about the pace. I just want to be in front.
So you've got a lot of the family. Your brother is in another boat here today, Top Shot. He's very, very keen. I saw the mind games happening early this morning. You tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, that started last night. Paul and Jamie, his partner, they stayed at my place, so we got into it last night and watched videos about the race, and they started early, mate. I think we've got it.
So in conclusion, I'll lead you into this one, so go the
Sting.
Thanks, Stephen.
No worries.
G'day, Ian. Winner of the Hot Shot Heroes yesterday. What are your opinions on today's race?
Well, today's a different thing, you know. I mean, yesterday's a real sprint, and the conditions were certainly favourable for us. We like this for the water. Today's much more of a tactical event. You know, I've been in this position 2 or 3 times now where we've won on the Saturday and the wheels have fallen off on Sunday, so obviously it's something that we are going to reflect on quite strongly. So we have to basically go as hard as we can. You know, I've got a very fit team, we've got a good team and a strong team. And the boat, anything can happen with the boat. The boat should be right. It seems pretty good. So there's really, I think, you know, there's some good teams there. I am, you know, I don't like to target sort of one boat, but I am of the opinion that if you're going to win today, you have to beat the thing. You know, they are, in my mind, probably the package is quite strong. The boat's very fast, suits a bit of bumpy water, but just got to wait and see what unfolds. It's just so difficult to speculate. You know, you can address every scenario in the book, but there's always something that gets thrown at you that's just you haven't thought about. Yeah, our plans are just to get away clean, take advantage of our pole if we can, and try and just sort of maintain some sort of consistent pace through the rough until we can get into the smooth and really get it happening.
No worries, best of luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
Mary McMillan, she's in her 39th year. How do you think you go today?
Well, I hope I go all right. All I want to do is finish, that's the main thing.
You get the sport for all ages?
I certainly do. That's the beauty of it. I'm skiing behind my grandson. He's driving for it. And next year for my 40th, he's going to ski with me. So he's been skiing since he was, his first bridge to bridge, he was 6.
Mr. Fremantle, driver of Moonshot. How's everything going for today, mate?
Not too bad. We only put the boat in the water for the first time on Friday, and we'd only sort of, if it was running reasonably, planned to run. We've had a few problems, but we think we can just do a safe run today and put some miles under it and start the development process.
No worries, so if you've got all things sorted out, you think you put your foot down a little harder?
We'll just track along and see what happens later on in the race if we're getting a clean run.
All right, mate. Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that.
And with a team, with my partner Rudy Stout and the crew of Syndicate, we have a combined age of 186 years. So we'll probably be the oldest crew in the bridge this year, but we're going to have a lot of fun.
Go down, stinger, sting, top shot, noise work, moonlight, moonshot.
Almost due for start?
Yes, we are. Sorry, we've got 30 seconds to go. Green flag is down. The boats are in the water. We've got Moonshot, the Sting, Top Shot, Stinger, Noise Work. Steels are in the water. And Moonshot is coming up behind, a bit late start, but he's got his ropes out, he's ready to go. Waiting for the green flag, the Australian flag to come down. It's down, they're away. Showdown's away. So is Stinger, so is the Sting, so is Top Shot, so is Noise Work. And Moonshot is away.
So Peter, a good start?
And Moonlight, every boat is away. Every boat is away. Moonshot the last one away, Moonlight a little bit of but it looks like from the very close behind.
Well, your choice, Peter, as far as winner this year. Showdown set the time in the Club Marine Hot Shots. Can they maintain that form to win the race this year?
Let me tell you, the conditions are not good. The weather seems to be closing in a bit. Water conditions are okay, but the visibility is not terrific. Moonshot has had a fall in the just out of the start area.
Well, Peter, it looks as though they're all away successfully at this stage.
Yes, apart from the Moonshot skier fall, they're all away.
Thank you, Peter Hudson at start. We appreciate your help again in 1999. This is from the Pubmart Superclass.
Yeah, great shot there. Of we saw Showdown a minute ago on screen, and now we've got the Sting on screen. And Ken Broughton behind the wheel there doing a fine job. Looks fairly sloppy out there. The skiers look in pretty good form though.
Well, when you have a look at the skiers, these are some of the very, very best skiers in the world. Stephen Robertson, the current world champion, is skiing behind the Sting.
Yeah, that's right, Stephen, and Daniel Auld. Daniel Auld's been putting in some brilliant performances of late, so they're certainly going to be the contenders. Of course, Dean Hankel and Daniel Cotton behind Showdown have really, like Showdown's won just about every race I think you could win in Australia, barring the bridge to bridge, so they'd be really keen to add this to their credentials. It looks like the Sting's got the inside run on the right-hand bend, which will make it a bit harder for Showdown, but the next bend will probably be a left-hander, of course, so the lead will chop and change a little bit. And it's early days. They've got a long way to go, these guys. It's a three-boat race at the moment, it looks like, between Top Shot, the Sting and Showdown.
We're watching Paul Robertson and Jamie Graziano behind Top Shot. Great shot. The Australian wetsuits on. They'll be very, very keen to get up on level turns with the Sting and apply a bit of pressure, not only to the two skiers but to Kenny Broughton. This is developing into another fantastic race.
Yep, Mike, if you can hear me, the first two boats, the Sting and Top Shot, who you might be able to see on your video, we just dropped back a little bit, and coming up the river in third place, about 1.5 kilometres behind, is Stinger. Top Shot is right there. They are literally about 1.5 rope lengths behind. There is nothing in this at all. They are neck and neck. The Sting is moving across to cover his river. He's going to shut the door on Top Shot as he moves across to the left-hand side. And it's neck and neck.
So we've had, on my time, about 38 minutes, 45 seconds. So very much in the last throes of the Pubmart 1999 bridge-to-bridge race here. The great race it is, the Hawkesbury Bridge-to-Bridge. Heath Broughton, the observer. Kenny Broughton, the driver of the Sting. The two skiers, Daniel Auld and Stephen Robertson. In hot pursuit is Top Shot, Tony McLeod and Errol Thurger. The skiers, Jamie Graziano and Paul Robertson. What a race this is, Chris. And it really is magnificent, and set this up, the last race of the millennium, as some of the greatest racing we've seen. Sid?
Probably less than 100 metres between both boats, Mike. They're coming up to the final turn in the river. Is the camera crew on the other helicopter pan back, you'll see just how close Top Shot is. And the Sting is nice and clear. He's got clear water. and looking very comfortable indeed. The skiers are looking nice, and we're coming right down next to him now. We can almost get in the boat with him.
Well, it's a magnificent shot, Sid. How far before the home straight corner?
Probably about quarter of a kilometre. We're doing 100 nautical miles an hour, which is about 120, 130 miles an hour at the moment. You will be able to see the stick come around the corner in a matter of seconds, and we are right next to him.
All right, Sid, we might call them in. Thank you very much for your eye in the sky. We're just going to see them come around the corner now. You see the helicopters in the air, and very, very shortly they'll come around the corner. The Sting, there is the Sting, and the Sting looks like he's got it. The Sting out in front. Oh, you boys, please clear. The Sting, it's been a magnificent race. There is Top Shot in the Sting's wake. And how about a big hand for Kenny Broughton, Heath Broughton. Steve Robertson and Daniel Auld are going to get it. And Heath Broughton pumps the test in the air. A great race. The Pub Mart Bridge to Ridge of 1999. Tony McLeod and Errol Thurger only seconds behind. Finishing in second with Jamie Graziano and Paul Robertson.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, will you please put your hands together for Funmart, who have been great sponsors this year. Well, in third place today in a time of 42:16.96 was Stinger. Greg Houston and Kevin Boylan, driver and observer. Danny Cropper and Mitchell Galvin, the two steers. Give them a big hand, the crew of Stinger. And what a great go for first and second. In second position at a time of 45.45, all the way from north of the Hawkesbury. Top shot, Tony McLeod, Emma Wahlberger, Danny Graziano and Paul Robertson. It's fantastic run by Top Shot. Tony's obviously gone and changed his very pink shirt just to the white one. But the winner today, they're pretty pumped up. Daniel Auld and world champion Stephen Robertson. And Gary Sandler is making the presentation to the boys now. And we're about to hand over, before we do hand over the champagne, Kenny Broad, before you put the jacket on, congratulations to you, an absolutely magnificent race today.
Oh yeah, it's obviously beautiful conditions. It wasn't skiers race today. For those people who know me will know that I like to take the credit, but today is definitely a skiers race. It was an armchair ride in the skin all the way. I never had any trouble at any stage of the race. I never thought there was any doubt that we could win it if the boys could hang on, and I have to say it's a full credit.
Kenny, at one stage then we said in the commentary, Top Shot got within striking distance of me, and you seem to trim it out and just go for it over a stretch of maybe a half a K, which put a bit of a spread on it.
Well, I think a bit of that, but I mean the truth of the matter is that once we got into the river, Top Shot were going to have troubles, because I know the river and they had to get past me. If it wasn't for the river had been straighter, Top Shot would have been a much bigger threat, because they were there and they were skiing unbelievable, and that's a credit to them and their team too. So I congratulate both the teams. Top Shot were right up our butts.
Well done to the team, to Daniel and Steve. We might grab you for a moment if you wouldn't mind coming over here. Let's have a chat. How about congratulating Steve Robinson, the new world champion too. Steve, a double celebration for you. Very typical conditions in Spain, but not so today. Magic conditions, and you're able to stick the head around to the left and have a bit of a look every now and then to see where Top Shot was. So you have covered most of the way?
Oh, I did, mate, but Kevin's doing the draw, so that's his job.
Daniel, tremendous conditions today. Were there tactics spoken amongst you during the race?
Yeah, but they went out the door as soon as we got off the deck. So I played Steve had a chance for Friday, so I'm glad someone's come behind us. But just a credit to the crew, Malcolm, unbelievable. Bruce's family, my family, Broughton's, all you people that come out today and see us kick ass. Just a great feeling.
Congratulations, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to congratulate everyone who took part today. Absolutely magnificent. Please congratulate the team, Top Shot and Stinger. Our first three provisional placings in the Funmart Bridge to Ridge of 1999.